there's something I want to say about twin flame is that it is actually a phenomenon. If anyone wants to romanticize twin flame, that's all right. But the thing is, how I feel about it is that romance in itself is also a phenomenon. So it's under the umbrella of phenomenon, both romance and twin flame, if anyone associate with that. And it actually can be seen as a very metaphysic thing, or even say it's basically science, right? So how I actually see this entire phenomenon is that as we are actually all ascending, we are all transcending, or say the entire planet in itself is transcending and ascending from 3D to 4D to 5D. So twin flame in itself is actually talking about inner union, like the union within oneself. That is the higher self to the lower self, or the higher self with the lower self. But the thing here is that we on Earth, like whatever we are experiencing here, we tend to externalize a lot of things. It's all externalized. Like so many things are being externalized, even from one thing would be internet, okay, or another thing would be messaging. Why? Or the meaning of externalization, it does not really mean something negative. It's simply a phenomenon happening on the 3D, and it's actually more or less an old paradigm as comparatively to what we're experiencing now, as we are all ascending. That is why many more people would experience telepathy with another person or with people, okay, or say synchronicity. It's because we are ascending at the same time. And so these kind of experiences would come up and become more and more common. So what does it mean? So one example of externalization would be telepathy is actually texting, like messaging on our phone, because telepathy is actually sending messages, right? Or receiving messages. And what is internet? Internet is the externalization of the collective consciousness, right? So everything has a form of externalization. Not saying that it's something bad, it's just what it is. Even if money in itself is a currency, it's an externalization, a form of externalization of our own currency, which is our life force, our energy, right? Our energy. So what this means is that twin flame is also being externalized in a form into another person, but it's actually within ourselves. That twin flame actually means our own higher self, we reunite here on this realm, on this 3D. As we ascend, we would reunite with our higher self, our own higher self, for each individual. That is what twin flame is. That is what twin flame actually is. However, as we are ascending, we are still, swinging in between the 3D and the 4D, sometimes between 3D and 5D, or 4D to 5D, right? So what happens is in the midst of this swinging, there would be externalization that happens in the 3D showing up, and then that would come into something called twin flames. My twin, that would be like another person. I'm not saying that this is not valid. Like, this could also be valid, but again, money is also valid, right? But it's just a form of externalization. However, we also have to be aware and realize within ourselves that I am the currency. I am the money. The money is like the money that we use for transaction is actually a materialization, or say an expression of manifestation. an expression of my own currency, or say a form of manifestation as regarding to my own currency, which is my own energy, my own life force. So that is an externalization. So meaning money is valid, it is valid, but we also have to have the on the other side, we also bear the awareness that I am actually the money, I'm actually the currency. It's just on this realm, on this 3D plane, this kind of paradigm, it manifests into money, the formation of money, the manifestation of money. It's my currency is being expressed in the form of the material form called money. So similarly, I am actually my own twin flame. I am my own union within myself. And the other person, is actually a manifestation. So it's an expression of my own union within myself. I think that's a better way of saying it or expressing it. It's just the same as money. Yes, it's valid. That person is valid. But understand that I am the one. I am the union. My own feminine energy and my own masculine energy come into union. And then if there's a person that is being manifested in a material form into my life, then that would be possibly your so-called twin or your so-called soulmate or your other half or your better half. It's like your partner. So it doesn't matter how you want to coin it. It depends on each individual. Some people prefers to call it my wife or my husband, or some people prefers to call it my partner, right? Or my other half. So, or soulmate or twin, that's okay. But I think that is the point that we all have to come to a better understanding within ourselves and also with our external, that I am the twin flame. I am the actual union. Okay? Just as I am the currency, I am the money. Whatever is manifested out is externalized. Okay? That is a material form of my own inner world, of whatever I have inside within myself. And the reason that so many of this is happening is because so a lot of the twin flame stories or experiences that would show up, such as telepathy, telepathic communication, or feeling sensual touches, or anything like this. The reason is we are actually all transcending or ascending. Okay, so from 3D to 4D to 5D, what does this mean? It means as we ascend, meaning as we transcend, materials become energies. Okay, that's what transcend means, right? You from form to formless, or becoming formless, meaning it becomes energy. Energy is formless, right? So that is why these kind of phenomena would show up in the collective, because whatever you feel like is in the astral, is in the 4D. And that is why when it is not showing up in the 3D, only when the energy is dense, it's solid enough to actually being materialized, only then it will show up in the 3D. Right? So this is what it is. And the reason that there would be so here's the thing. That explains already why is it that we would feel so many energetic things. And it's not actually something we could perceive it as magical or very interesting or mystical. There are many ways that anyone can perceive it that way, and I totally respect and I totally understand, and I do acknowledge, but the thing is, it is actually a natural phenomenon, right? Because as you transcend from material form, which is a material-based kind of relationship. Like when I say material-based, I mean like 3D density, okay? I'm not saying like handbags or like a Lamborghini or things like that, okay? I'm actually talking about like a material plane, okay? From this plane transcending to 4D, which is astral, okay? So this is like the ethers, okay? This is more about the energy, okay? And then to 5D, that would be even more of an energetic base. So we are transcending or ascending from a material-based plane to a more energetic-based dimension or consciousness. So we are actually swifting. We're actually swinging in between, and it's a process that we would then come into merging it within each of us, okay? Everyone can have a different experience. Not everyone would be on the same as in dimension as relating to consciousness, and not everyone would be experiencing the same thing, obviously, right? So that's what it is. And so that is why twin flame is actually about reuniting with oneself, one's higher self, and it's about finding oneself. It's not about seeking for validation from your if you have the experience of twin flame, like seeking validation from your twin is not about that. It's about finding yourself, like know thyself. Really know thyself. Just keep moving forward because you are that twin to yourself. You are literally that twin, like literally. The reunion between your own feminine and your masculine energies, your own divine, your own divinity is actually these two energies. So by you reuniting with yourself, within yourself, let's even say it that way, you are at peace. And if you desire to have a partner show up, then that person would more or less would show up in the form that vibrates at your own vibration, because you are in union with yourself, and so that person would also be in union with himself or herself, or say themselves. Okay, so that's what it is. Yeah. Thank you for listening.